Hi, I'm Paul Silovsky, physical therapist and owner of Rebound Physical Therapy. And today I want to talk to you about, is your smartphone harming your health? You know, there's entire syndromes now that surround the postural alignment or structure that goes with utilizing smartphones. You know, there's nearly 300 million smartphone users in the US alone, and 90% of the population has one. So everywhere you go, you see people, you know, with their heads down, even walking, but for sure, you know, sitting and looking forward with the head down, and of course the smartphone being held down somewhere, you know, below the mid-chest level or even all the way to the waist. And, you know, this is potentially harmful. I'm not saying that looking down at your phone for a few minutes is a problem, but people get fixed in this condition for several minutes and hours a day at a time, sometimes many hours at a time, fixated to these smartphone devices. And it really creates a problem or postural dysfunction, if you will, that then leads to other disorders of the head, neck, and upper back area for sure, and even can affect the low back. You know, and I'll use an analogy here to tell you what an impact the forward head posture has, particularly if you're fixated for a period of time with one of these smartphones, looking down and forward. You know, if I were to use an analogy of a bowling ball on a stick with a 10-pound bowling ball, which is about the average weight of someone's head, and for every inch that head goes forward, if I was holding a stick, you know, with my head on it, and it was going forward, you know, at 3 inches forward, in other words, my head was 3 inches forward of the midline or my shoulders, that head would be over 4 times that 10-pound weight, up in the 40s, as far as the orders of magnitude of the amount of stress that it's putting, you know, on the neck and the shoulder area, and that junction between the neck and the upper back. And that's quite a bit of pressure. Now, you don't have to go to the extremes of 3 inches, but it's not too far extreme when you start looking around in society and look at how far forward people's heads are when they're fixed at looking at these smartphone devices. But that puts a tremendous amount of strain on the neck and upper back, can cause headaches, neck pain, certainly upper back and shoulder pain are the most common things we see from this postural transformation that's occurred from using these smartphones. Now, it also actually, you know, being forward like that, it creates tightness in the muscles in the front of the neck and the shoulders. And I can tell you that even having a forward posture makes it hard to do overhead activities. People have been fixed forward for many hours a day looking at these smartphones, have a hard time elevating, because if I try and elevate with forward shoulders, you can see they don't go very far. But if I get a more upright posture, it's much easier to elevate overhead. So if you're in overhead sports or need to do overhead motions through the day and you're having a hard time doing that, you know, gravity does eventually win. It defeats us all, but we don't need any additional help with these smartphones because it affects shoulder function, head, neck, and upper back mobility, and just general health of, you know, the tissues, the soft tissues and structures in the head, neck, and upper back area. So we see most commonly, you know, tightness or pain in the upper shoulder area, headache and neck pain, upper back pain, sometimes shoulders, and actually with the stress on the nerves in the neck, you can have numbness and tingling down in the arms. So there's a myriad of symptoms that could come about just in the upper quarter and the head and neck from the use of, or the prolonged use of, a smartphone in poor posture. So, hey, what do I do about it? Well, for sure, if you've been fixed in that position for a long period of time, many times we need to open up or stretch the chest muscles out, strengthen the upper back muscles, and just get people to do continual postural correction or postural improvement, just like almost like I had a string pulling me up tall and getting my entire spine more upright. And you need to do the same thing if you can set your device, you know, at a higher level. If you know, you're not going to be too successful holding it at a high level for a long period of time because your arm's probably going to get tired, but it's better than wearing out your neck and back. But just to correct yourself continually every few minutes to get yourself yourself up if you do have to be fixed on a device. Maybe you're on a meeting or something like that you've got to listen, but more importantly, get the device up so you don't have to hold on to it. Get it up at head and neck level in your line of sight, and you'll save yourself a lot of pain, strain, and stress on the head, neck, and upper shoulders and upper back area. Because you need to become more aware of how long you're in this position. I have no problem with someone getting into the position. It's staying there and doing it day after day after day after day. It really is destructive. It can be destructive, like I said before, in the low back area too, particularly if you're doing this in sitting. It puts a tremendous amount of strain on the low back and the head and shoulders. I already talked about the orders of magnitude of the weight that it puts, just from the weight of the head alone. So you need to be more aware of this. Do corrective exercises to strengthen your upper back, or even just laying on the ground or on the floor, with your arms elevated, just to let that spine, redirect itself into a more neutral position. Doing that every day will help improve your postural alignment and stretch things back out. Get it closer to normal so you can get back in that position, because you have to work at it. It's easier just to correct it many times a day, but you may need a little help with stretching tight structures or tight tissues and improving your spinal alignment. That's where we can help. If you or someone has a problem in this area, happy to help you out. It's pretty simple actually to fix. First thing to do is make you more aware of it. Second thing to do is get you on a postural improvement or postural correction program. We know how to help you with that. Call for an evaluation. We'd love to help.